Welcome back to Zelda Speed Runs. We have for you game two from the finals between Angel FM and Tabby Orange. On tracking for this race is RG365, and I'll pass it back to our commentator, Sonny Rath. Take it away.
Thanks again, VT. Welcome back, everybody. We are here for game two of the finals. If you missed the first game, I definitely recommend going back and watching it, as it was really, really good. So, with that said, we're going into game two, and this set will not end tonight, as this is a best of 5. We could see it get evened up. We could see our previous winner take the lead and be at 2-0. And here we go. We are off. Immediate grass tile, immediate bridge. Immediate red Dyra with a death already taken. Let's see what happens here. All right, Tabby finding a 3 or 6. 70-point red iron knuckles again. And Tabby getting a little bit of map exploration done. Runs into a dead end up in A's, and Angel now exploring the maze. Tabby making it over the red Dyra, going to get that 100-point payout without taking any damage. Quick maze find. Going across the bridge. It's going to lead to a mountainous east. We do have a town sighting. Tabby going to go ahead and take this red Dyra as a little bit of a grind. Going to get attack 2 out of it. Unfortunately takes magic 2. I know that was an accidental miss menu. And Tabby not checking that cave. If he were to check that cave, he'd hit the maze, be able to come back and have this red Dyra respawn even faster. This guy just throwing 2 axes non-stop. He is being a royal pain in the butt. We do have a cave off the maze, and the first item drop found for Angel. Boggs Woods over here by this town. It's the shield spell for Angel. A very nice find. Gonna reduce the damage taken. Raru with the fire spell. So that magic level actually could pay off here, depending upon what fire it is connected to. You know, Crystal, with that said, you could say he's axing questions. So fire picked up for Tabby here. We'll have to wait and see just what it's connected to. Could be something good, could be something absolutely terrible. Quick Bagoo check here for Tabby. And it was just a candle. Granted, I say just a candle. Candle is actually quite nice. Oh, we got a blue Lizalfos here for Angel. These guys can roll up to 500 EXP. So if he's a 500, can get a quick and easy grind going. And he only rolled 100. Alright, fire not quite castable for Tabby. but he's going to pick up that shield spell. Angel looking for that second item. Unfortunately, takes a mace to the face. We've got P5 here for the maze. We know it's P5 because of 3 items. And Tabby's going to immediately go check the connector, which is back over to the east. And Angel finding the other item here, and it's just a key. All right, Angel going to do some exploration here. Gonna see what all he can find. All right, Tabby getting the unfortunate news of the 100-point blue Lizalfos. As Angel does find Trophy Cave here. And it contains the spell, so a pretty nice find, all things considered. And there's the dirty cartridge glitch. So Angel with spell. If Nukasudo is found, that is at least 2 of the checks that can be made. And Tabby getting the key, gonna go ahead and up a Rudo, having a magic container tonight. Not the worst find, but not entirely what they want to see. So if you get a level at the same time that you are picking up an item, that screen glitch is what happens. Alright, Tabby making it through the trophy cave here. Angel, on the other hand, working on running through this medicine cave. It does find an orange Dyro. We'll have to see how much he yields, and it's 70, so it's not bad. Gildarm's being the worst enemy in the dark, as per normal. And there's the water. Magic key here in Saria, so that is definitely going to be nice to have. Not entirely required, though. Alright, Tabby soon to be catching up to where Angel's at. Heart container in Mito for this seed, and we do have a palace across the way. Angel almost taking a hit, which wouldn't have been too bad, but he does take a hit there, and that is a drop into the drink. Tabby opting to not take Magic 3, not going to see what the fire spell is connected to for this seed just yet. Looking to go for that either attack 3 or life 4. And we have P4 here on the other side of the west. Over by the raft tile, we do have one more palace. What palace is it going to be? As there are small keys in the drop pool for the small enemies. And it's Bagu's letter. Yes, the spell that fire is connected to is predetermined upon the seed roll. Alright, so we have both 3 and 6 on the west as well as 4. So there's going to be attack 3 for Tabby. And he's going to do a little bit more exploration here. He'll run into that last palace. And then from there, who knows exactly where he's going to go. But a brief pit stop here at the Heart Container Cave. As Angel has made it into Raru. So both of them now have fire. We know that GP is going to be somewhere on... Don't know where. And we might see Tabby pick up enough EXP here to grab Magic 3, and we may see a fire check. Oh, not quite enough to cast it. All right, Tabby going to go ahead and A here. And I have a feeling we're going to see a trek over to Saria for both of them. Yes, 16 per bar of magic. So 1 magic container will be needed in order to cast that fire spell to check it. Alright, Tabby makes it across the bridge going into the cave. It is Jump Cave, going to check the caves up here. Unfortunately, it's a Hammer Blocks cave, not going to be able to make it through. And that's going to be an up A to head back over to the other side of the west, most likely. See what resides underneath the table in Saria and proceed from there. Angel about to get the bad news over here of the block into the rock-blocked cave. And here we go. We're going to get our check of the table. What's going to be underneath the table in this seed? First stop, Purple Wanderer, who knows absolutely nothing. Next stop, the table. Medicine, okay. And P5 has the mirror. So right now, it's looking like there's going to be a dive over into the east. Because there's going to be some goodies over there. Quick stop over here at King's Tomb for Tabby, as Angel has made it into Saria, going to be checking stuff in here. And there's the dead end, so here we go, everybody. Time to take a dive into a mountainous east. And we open up with Nuke Pseudo here. Grandma needs 6 magic containers, and Spell is still out of range to cast. A magic container needs to be found in order for that to be cast, as well as fire. There are a few different spells that will be usable. Tabby making excellent use of the sword beams there in order to stun the Moa, keep him from potentially doing any damage. And Angel now over here on the east. Alright, that's the way back over to the maze, which coincidentally is over by the palace in Death Valley. So the mirror is required to get the magic key in Sorry. I don't know if Angel noticed it. Ooh, Tabby in between a rock and a hard place here. Still alive. This is definitely a situation for Tabby to be in, but he makes it through and survives. Angel, on the other hand, just making it look easy getting through. And we have a P1 sighting with 2 items here, as well as a River Devil block. Larry doing his job tonight. And here is Old Kasudo for Tabby with the trophy. Yeah, the Saber Sprite looks amazing with shield. Alright, Tabby looking to go into this cave. Probably going to be an item cave at this point, considering that they are so far south here on the east. And that's a 500 point bag, so that's a very, very nice find. Going to give Tabby life 4. Angel getting the blue iron knuckle to drop, but unfortunately taking a hit and taking a death. And 2 Moas here in Risen P-Bag Cave. But item is going to be after... Oh my gosh! Well, we'll find out what the item is here shortly, as Angel has made it to Horsehead, who has no HP. And 100 point bags being dropped. It's a magic container, so that is going to allow the fire spell as well as the spell to be cast. So there is at least something there. And alright. VT, I think we're both banned from Rolling Seeds. because that was Fire Thunder. All right, Tabby doing exploration over here, finds the desert tile. This is not an encounter you really want to be stuck in. Well, any difficulty that y'all thought was going to be in the seed is now gone, and there's the fairy. Costs 89. So, at least fairy is expensive. And we do have a sighting of Nibiru with the jump spell. That could be very, very useful here, but the bigger question is, what resides within the fountain? It's a blue jar, a junk fill item. Very nice. Alright, Angel gonna jump into Risen P-Bag here. And there's the jump spell for Tabby. He can now pick up downstab if he wants. But now, the real question is, where the heck is that glove? Oh, Angel dying right before the screen transition. Little unfortunate death to take there, but not the end of the world by any means. And that Moa's like, I'm sorry, here's your life back. Yes, downstab and upstab will always be located in Mito and Darunia, respectively. Alright, Tabby doing a little bit of extra exploration. Now, in Max Brando, that can change, but we're not quite at that point yet. Raft here. And Tabby is going to have to go after the super jump. So we'll have to see how he does here. Angel, on the other hand, in a pretty good encounter. Going to get Magic 5 here. And Tabby has made it to get upstab. Sunken P-Bag Cave here for Angel. And there's upstab picked up for Tabby. Going to be able to continue on from there. Heart container pickup for Angel is huge, especially considering he was on no life. So that is a big plus. Nukasudo holding the raft in this seed. Alright, that's the way into the valley, and it is locked. And Tabby going to go for some link feet here. Gets the first one. Now it's on to the second one. Gets the second one. All right, Angel covering Tabby's tracks, and now Tabby going into P1. If Tabby goes searching for the items first, this might actually be a beneficial play for him. First item is indeed a magic container, so he's going to be able to pick up the remaining items over Nuke Pseudo, which will be a raft and something else. Could be the glove, could be the reflect spell. Or, not the raft, it'd be the child for the raft, but ultimately still the raft. There's a number of items. Very nice double kill from Tabby right there. Angel's character is Saber from Fate. Spell Tower check coming in from Angel. Survey says it is the child. And there is Horsehead down for Tabby. Going to be able to pick up the double level here and go to 354 at the end of P1. He is instead going to let it ride and go after attack 4. As Angel is going to turn in the trophy, as well as grab the hints in here. The good old town of Rudo. And here's the second item. There's... ooh... Mago might be worth some good EXP. But I know that Tabby is just wanting to go after the item and call it good. And it's a Thunder Spell! Absolutely not what they were looking for, but sometimes it is what it is. Alright, Tabby gonna make it through this cave. Just with a little bit of life to spare. Heading back over to Nuke Pseudo. Gonna get both that child as well as whatever is here in Grandma's basement. As Angel picks up Downstab. And it's a boot. Tabby realizing he's not going to have enough magic to be able to cast the spell. Running back to refill magic. Angel picking up another heart container. Going to be sitting at 7 hearts. So very, very healthy Angel right now. And there is the spell tower risen. Yeah, massive life disparity here. And Tabby gonna venture back over. We're about to find out if that's the case, RG, because Tabby has made it here to the water tile, and survey says it is the glove. Tabby immediately going to up A with that, and it's time to start clearing. For those of you that wanted an evened up set, we're definitely on pace for it. If Tabby picks up the Reflect spell here, all he needs is Hammer. If he picks up Hammer here, all he needs is Reflect. I missed what that first item was for Angel. And it is indeed the Hammer! Tabby just one item away from Go Mode. Alright, flute for Angel. That's big. And this is indeed P3, so this will be an easy clear for Angel. And Tabby immediately going back to get whatever item is here in this cave. Alright, Angel with another palace down. And that's the life spell for Tabby. So aside from getting downstab, Tabby is ready to just tackle the palaces over here except for P4. Alright, Tabby making the walk on the water. Gonna get those encounters to spawn to then just eat them. And here we go. Mountains are nice. This is the life. Just a pea bag as the second item in 3 for Angel. Tabby picking up downstab, has both upstab and downstab. Going to be in very good shape continuing forward. Angel, though, heading back over to New Kasuto. Going to go into Grandma's basement. And there are the boots for Angel, as Tabby is going to pick this up, which I believe was a heart container. Angel hasn't seen the water tile yet, though, so this could be a bit devastating. And Magic 5 Fire costs 14. Angel is not gonna go search for the water tile just yet. And Tabby is going to start diving into palaces. Starting off with this P6. No items in it, but it could still be a very, very quick palace. Yes, Angel going back into 1-4. Unfortunately, what is a semi-useless item, the magic container, is always nice to have. Sitting at 7 bars. as Tabby has found the ship room. So even though Angel has the lead right now with 2 palaces, unfortunately, it's not going to be very, very useful. And there's GP, which means that the palace in the valley is our remaining palace, which I believe is P2. We have seen Maze. It's a 3-item P5, if I'm remembering correctly. Alright, Angel about to pick up the upstab. So we won't see any upstab skips. We're going to see a lot of experience come out of this room that Tabby's in. Enough to give him Magic 5 Fire to 14 cost. And now Tabby is going to take on the horse. And now the man who was on top of said horse. And a beautiful fight later. Tabby evens up the crystals at 2 apiece. Tabby going to head back into the palace, looking for that remaining item, hoping that it's going to be Reflect. We know it's not going to be Reflect, but he does not. Angel, on the other hand, going through 6. Looking for Barba. So Tabby just needing Reflect. Angel needs Glove, Hammer, and Reflect right now. And there's that P bag. Tabby gonna go ahead, up a save, go back to the starting palace, and it's onwards with the seed. And now both of them are in 6. So it's a matter of how far in is Barba? Where's she at? And better question, what's she doing over there? Haven't seen a glove block yet. Alright, it's looking like Angel is going to continue left. We got a down elevator here, and this down elevator very well may be what leads to Barba. No, more left. If you all like your palaces with lefts, then boy howdy, this P6 is just for you. Water tile was just north of New Kasuto. If you went northwest, you would hit the water tile very quickly. And here's Barba for Angel. All right, Angel getting pretty good cycles here on Barba, gets her down. Yeah, more often than not, you will see a glove block in GP, and that's going to be P6 done for Angel. As Tabby is going to head down this elevator. He's having a slightly faster P6 dive, but now he's going to the paths that will not lead to Barba just yet. Is he going to go down and left here? And it's looking like he is. No, he's going to go down and right first. Angel on the maze, looking to get P5 done. Still has yet to pick up that glove. So if there's a glove block here in this P5, that's going to spell disaster for Angel. Tabby continuing through P6. Angel in a fun room here of P5. Now there is a chance. There is a chance here that Tabby can get a double level. But it's not looking likely at this point. Because he needs about 300 experience, and he'll be running into Barba here before too terribly. And Angel finds Guma. Alright. Tabby just on that cusp of the double level. He should be able to get it, because I believe Barba gave a grand. Ooh, Tabby almost getting knocked into the lava. One, maybe two hits remaining on Barba. It was two. Tabby's got Barba down. Angel's got Guma down. Okay, it was only 700. I thought it was 1,000. It was a beautiful save from Tabby on Barba. He's going to go ahead and get his attack 5 and be good to go. And Tabby is off to P5 as well. Now the question becomes, how much are they willing to explore after this Goomba? And with Angel's case, since he's still quite a bit off of go, he's definitely going to go explore. Well, it's not just a matter of the magic key, because there's a pretty good chance that Reflect is in here as well. Alright, Angel finds another item room. No glove, not going to be able to access this elevator. So if that elevator leads to another item, then Tabby's going to be able to get it. Another item coming in for Angel. I looked away because a Goomba fight going on. Final item here is a heart container. So we got a magic container and a heart container alongside the mirror here in P5, and they were all pretty close to each other. So it does look like the Reflect spell is going to reside in P2 tonight. And Tabby has just enough MP remaining to cast Fairy. Now, is he going to opt to gamble and leave here? He is not. He's going to go ahead and take Magic 6 here. Next up will be Attack 6. Angel on the hunt right now. Tabby picking up that mirror will be able to get Magic Key. We could need to go into Death Mountain. Oh, Tabby opting to not take the right, and then goes back down, giving us the fake out. He's gonna take it. This is not where we want to see Tabby going. Not unless it loops back to the item rooms, which it may. Alright, Angel going through the Darunia encounters. Tabby gonna get that magic refill. And this is just gonna eat into Tabby's time, which is a little unfortunate, but not entirely the end of the world. Angel still has yet to pick up that glove. And Tabby has the glove. We'll have to go into the valley to pick up the Reflect spell. So we're just going to have to see what his decision is as he continues through this P5 looking for the items. Alright, Angel continuing to explore the east here. He's hunting for that water tile, finds the desert tile again. Not what he's looking for. And Tabby is still just looking for these items in 5. Unfortunately, he is on the very, very wrong path. But once he dead ends, he might up A and call it good. Just jump straight into 2 from there. I believe he thinks it's reflect as well, but as we know, it absolutely is not. Alright, Angel. Continuing on through. Does see that water tile is about to be in the vicinity of the glove. Tabby, on the other hand, still looking for the items in. Finds the dead end. And Angel is now going to explore the west. Gonna pick up that magic key. We'll soon pick up that hammer as well. Gonna be in a very good spot to push forward. And that life spell is just a 1-bar refill, so a little unfortunate to see, but not the end of the world. And Angela is coming over into Death Mountain. This is a play. This could potentially be the play for Reflect. Tabby checking off to the left. Realizes it's dead end. Gonna take the drop, get that last item. And then he's probably gonna head into P2. Angel finding Hammer Cave very quickly. We did see the rock, but Angel does not have the hammer. So if Hammer Cave does contain the Reflect spell, then this is going to be really, really good for him. Tabby was in 5 for quite a while. That felt like it was about 10 minutes that he was in there. Hammer was over on the west in one of the boots locked item caves. It's Reflect! Oh my goodness! Well, Angel is now in go mode, so... Well, minus the hammer, of course, but... He needs that hammer in order to be able to access the valley. And that hammer is just over here in the west. Angel will be able to get to it very quickly. And Tabby gonna go grab the raft here. I agree with that, Coper. there's the raft for Tabby, who will be able to access DM. And Angel just needs to get to that cave with the hammer in it. And he's on his way to it. Tabby's going to jump into P2. If it's 0 items, this is going to be best case scenario for him. Because Angel will still have to make his way over here. All right. Angel has made it to the cave. Tabby into P2 has 1 item. He just needs that reflect spell. Angel picking up the hammer, officially putting him into go mode. And Tabby looking to dive P2. Hoping that reflect is in here, but we know it is not. He's going to turn around to pick up that Link doll. And it's time to go up the elevator. This is going to... It leads to the item room. All right. Angel, on the other hand, in P4. And it's just a Link doll here for Tabby in P2. Which means Tabby knows he needs to go to DM in order to pick up Reflect. Alright, Tabby, gonna go ahead and take the drop here. And it's gonna be a left exit from the drop. It's gonna take him back to this elevator. Very good use of fire there from Tabby just to be able to thunder the enemies down. Going to go down this elevator. And leads back to a loop. So it is time to continue holding left. Angel going up some elevators. On that hunt for Karok. Tabby looking for Helmet Head. Both are looking to place their 5th gem. Tabby finding Helmet Head. Angel might actually have Karok just up this elevator, but no. P4 continues on. Tabby absolutely could still catch up as Tabby has the lead with gems now. And Angel has found Karok. Low health Karok. Shouldn't be too bad to deal with. And there's Karok down. Tabby takes the up and A. He knows he has to go into Death Mountain. So he's going to hit that raft tile. Probably get baited by the Spectacle Rock. And then go find Hammer Cave. Both P2 and P4 were not short by any means. Tabby is going to get baited by Spec Rock here. Unfortunately, going to be a whole bunch of nothing. So he knows he's going to have to search for that hammer cave. And he needs to find it quick. Angel, on the other hand, on the way to P2. We're looking at 667 for going into GP. This is going to put Angel in a much better position going into GP, as Angel's going to be much, much closer to it. There were hardly any encounters to deal with other than the random overworld ones. So it's going to be a quick jaunt from P2 back to GP. Neither of them do, to the best of my knowledge. Alright, Tabby has made it to Hammer Cave. We'll pick up Reflect shortly, but Angel closing in on P2, depending upon the route that he takes in here. This is make or break time. Angel looking like he's going to take the same route that Tabby did throughout this P2, but instead going to ferry this room, making it a little bit easier, a little more consistent to get through. Going up the elevator, Tabby picks up Reflect. Tabby just needs to get through P4 quickly and then make it to GP. All right. The order of palaces has reversed now, with Angel in 2, Tabby in 4. If you wanted a close race, this is absolutely it. Tabby gonna go all the way down the elevator and take the left here. I will absolutely agree with that statement, Desi. We Z2R players are masochists. Angel has found Helmet Head, will be entering GP very shortly. Tabby trying to find Karok as quickly as possible, but Angel pretty much just right there, ready to enter GP. With how this routing has played out, this is definitely in Angel's favor to take. All right, Angel entering GP. 104.10 on his timer, 104.16 from what I see here. And Tabby getting a really, really good pattern there for Karok. Is he going to burn the gem, or is he going to end up taking it and just make the walk? He is burning it. All sixes for Tabby going into GP. Angel, on the other hand, going for the Link doll here with that Fire Thunder. Absolutely makes sense to do. Makes it easy to grab. And decision time. Go left or take the elevator down off to the right. Angel's going to take the elevator down. And it's going to lead to the back end of a waffle room. I don't remember the command either, but it's okay. So far, GP in and of itself has been pretty tame, and hey, here's the promotional room. All right, Tabby. Not too terribly far behind entering GP either. So this is a matter of who goes the right way to find Thunderbird. Because if Tabby gambles on lefts and a left happens to be the right way to go to Thunderbird, then that's going to be bad news for Angel. Alright, Tabby not taking the time to grab the Link doll. Instead, gonna take the same path that Angel has so far. We're just waiting to see where Thunderbird is. Angel has taken the correct path, has made it to Thunderbird, just has to get Thunderbird down and then find Dark Link. Angel maintaining the pendulum here. Is now in the Berserk T-Bird phase. Should be one hit left for T-Bird to go down. Nope, 2 hits, and there we go. T-Bird taken down. How far back is Dark Link from here? That is the question. And we'll soon have the answer. Angel going down the elevator, and it's a fairy block! But with the 50-50 statue being right here, no need to take a death. Just queue up fairy and go. Alright, GP continues for Angel. Tabby, on the other hand, has taken quite a bit of damage. He needs to be careful. Unfortunately, that's going to be a death for Tabby here. Angel, on the other hand, just continuing to push on through this GP. Dark Link could be any room at this point. We've got a right and a down. Continuing down leads to another right. And Angel has found another elevator shaft. Gonna take a death there. And Tabby has made it to Thunderbird. Angel ferrying through this room. And there is Dark Link. Get your GGs out for Angel FM taking game 2 here in the finals. The fast man strikes again. And is on the cusp of becoming the Standard Tournament champion. And there is going to be the DNF from Tabby as well. And we are joined by our winner tonight, Angel FM. Dude, GG's.
The first one, sure. The second one, I don't think that was more G's than GG.
Yeah, probably a single G, but even still. And there is Tabby Orange joining us as well. GG's, Tabby.
Thank you.
So, let's start with with this seed 2.
Mm-hmm.
Angel, you did not have the glove going into 5, so you did not get the ungodly winding path. Where Tabby, you had the glove, so you went on the ungodly winding path.
Yep.
Not having the glove is what allowed Angel to get the items and be out of 5 very quickly.
Yep, it goes like that sometimes. Yeah, I felt like I was in there for a very long time.
It felt like it was like 10 minutes, at least.
At least, yeah. I'm looking for Dark Link here because I want my final stats here. But yeah, it had to be at least 10 minutes. Maybe even like 11 or 12 because it took that whole winding path and then I walked it back out it. So.
Now, Angel. I have to ask, had you kind of sniffed out where the water tile was on your second trip through the east? You were just wanting to make sure.
Yeah, somewhat. Like, I don't know, I've been up for like 20, 21 hours at this point. I just don't remember ever seeing the water tile up there. So it just didn't occur to me like, oh, there's nothing up there. So I went through and just checked everything again, just to make sure. Especially too when I finally find this little shortcut around. But yeah, it was more like I just completely don't remember anything being up there at that point.
That is fair. And then another difference was the dive into Death Mountain for each of you. Tabby, you had the hammer at that point. Got debated by Spec Rock, where Angel, you went and searched right for Hammer Cave. And that's all you needed.
Yeah, because I completely forgot about that one south-facing cave, or north-facing cave where that had Hammer. So like I was expecting like, oh, this is where Hammer's going to be.
That totally makes sense. Now,
where was Hammer again? I don't even remember.
Pillar P-Bag Cave.
Oh,
That
right,
was
with
boots
the boots.
locked.
Yeah, boots locked. That's right. That's right.
Let's see. You were in P5 for under 10, but it felt like 10.
Yeah. It says 8:24. I don't. That felt like a really long time.
Yeah, because my P5 was 4 minutes and 13 seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would absolutely do it.
Nah, I felt like it at P5 that, like, while I was going through this, I was like, if Reflect's not here, I'm kind of screwed. And, like, if it is here, I'd feel pretty good, and then if it's not, I'm kind of screwed. That's kind of like how I felt. But I think when I had it, I had all I had left was Death Mountain and Sunken,
Me
which
wasn't
I
it?
never found. I never found Sunken. I don't know where that was.
Sunken was over by 3 Eye Rock.
Oh, okay. I was over there. I must have just missed it, unless it was like blocked or something. Or was it 3 Eye Rock?
No, it wasn't blocked, but I mean, I just don't remember what was in it. But yeah, I got to it relatively early.
Yeah. So all I had left was Sunken, Death Mountain, and if 2 had an item, I hadn't even seen 2, so I didn't know if it had an item. So if there were items in 2, I would have that. Like that's all I had at that point. So
Yeah, I think it was.
There's a lot of items in here. One of them I knew was the mirror, but that's still like 2 items. So I was like, I just felt like it was the right play. Sometimes it, and sometimes it doesn't.
I think that the item in Sunken was a heart container, though I may be mistaken. Because I know you had all the hearts, Angel.
Yeah, it's either that or a magic container or something like that. But yeah.
Yeah, container of some kind.
Well, I think the last magic container was over in Rudo, and that's the container you didn't pick up, Tabby.
Yes.
So it had
I
to be
didn't
a
pick
heart.
that one up. Yeah, so it must have been a heart.
And then if I had anything for Seed 1, I don't remember. Honestly, Seed 1 kind of left my memory after this seed really got going.
Yes. Seed 1.
All I remember
that
with
was-
Seed 1 is that, Angel, you righted
started
the
at
heck
the
out of it.
bottom right of a river. That's right. And then like Death Mountain was on the other side of the river, but right there. Is that's
Yeah, that's what it was.
Yep.
And there we go. That's the question I had for you, Tabby, with that seed. Now that I remember it. Did you ever consider checking that cave on DM that had nothing but forests in front of it to see if it was a continent connector, or assuming that was going to be Hammer Cave?
Yeah. No, the one that ended up being the connection to Maze that I found really late.
Yeah.
That one?
That
Yeah,
cave.
I it's just when there's all these caves going up and down, that one didn't really stick out as like out of place. Like, and I try to you could see me, I was going in and out of all the doors because I just kind of do that, and I thought I went in that one, and I guess I didn't.
And it happens to the best of us.
Yeah. You know, like sometimes it's obvious and it sticks out. Like, hey, that kind of cave is, because if it's sticking out like out of place, I'll check it. You know, just to make sure it's Hammer Cave. Even if I don't go in, I'll be like, well, if I need to go in later, I know where Hammer Cave is, because it's always nice to know where Hammer Cave is, even if you're not gonna go in. Just because, you know, sometimes you gotta go back later, so at least you know where it is. But so I'll always check those caves if it sticks out, but that really didn't stick out to me. There were like tons of caves going up and tons of caves down. I don't like sit there and like count, oh, there's 3 up and 4 down. One of them's out. Like, I don't usually do that. I just kind of look at it, and if one looks out of place, then I'll go in.
Yeah, to me, like, they both looked out of place. Like, I saw the east, and I'm like, let me go back and just check this one, because this one doesn't look like it's doesn't look like it's connecting to. I'm just gonna check it anyways, and yeah, I saw Maze pretty early on that.
Yeah, no, I was finished with everything, and I was looking for maze, and I went to like the east side of the east looking for it because I knew it was a cave, but yeah, I spent a couple minutes looking for that.
Yeah, like the only real thing for me in that sea was like I didn't see 2 on the west half of east.
Oh
So
yeah,
I went,
yeah, like way at the bottom. Yep.
yeah, so like I searched all the way in the east, and I'm like I'm missing something, and and also too I was kind of worried because I'm like, oh, you know, Sis was over here, but then 2 was also glove blocked. So if you got to that
Yes.
early,
No, yes, that was dumb. Like I went into 2 early without the glove, without down stab, and there were no items. So it's like there's only a bad thing can happen if you do that. And I got glove blocked really deep in there. I was like trying to knock it out because I was there, but it's not like it was like way out of place.
Yeah, you were glove walked 2 rooms before Helmet Head, which felt
Yeah.
so bad.
Yeah. You know, I usually say like don't go into the palaces with no items. Like there's nothing good can happen if you go in there, right? Like if you don't have the glove and stuff, right? If you can't, you know, you always come back later at a higher level with the glove.
Well, games 1 and 2 are down. Angel, you're 1 away from becoming the Standard Tournament champion. But Tabby, you have the opportunity to bring this back and even up the set tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
And that's going to be another doubleheader.
It is.
How are you guys feeling going into that? Angel, we'll start with you first.
I mean, I have to say I'm feeling pretty good. I mean, the first seed wasn't so much an issue as like the second seed, which had me worried. But getting 2 wins off the start really helps.
And Tabby, how about you?
Yeah, you know, these double headers can be a little rough, but I kind of, at least doing the double header, I felt like between me and Angel, like these seeds, hopefully we're not gonna have like a 90-minute seed. Like that's why I was like, you know, I'm gonna like basically forfeit right away. Like I'm not trying this off like for a double header. So, but for tomorrow, you know, I was past Hebert both times when Angel finished, so I wasn't like way off on either one, and I had like pretty bad mistakes in both of them. So I'm like, maybe if I clean that up and make a little better decisions, I'll have a better chance tomorrow, because I gotta win 2 tomorrow.
That you do, and it's going to be a heck of a couple races, that's for sure. So you all will want to keep your eyes peeled for when those races start up, because, oh boy, we are in for some good ones. But GG's to both of you. Angel, Tabby, we'll go final thoughts, and then VT, I'll throw it over to you. Angel, you first.
I mean, I really don't have much. You know, just thank you, Sonny, for coming. Thank you for VT to get this up on ZSR. Thank you, RG, for tracking. I am going to go hit the hay.
Well, you get yourself some good sleep, man. And Tabby, any final thoughts from you?
Yeah, just GG again, Angel, and you know, thank you all for comms and tracking and getting us on. And yeah, I'm tired, so I'm also going to get to bed very quickly.
Well, you get yourself some good sleep as well. And VT, take us on home.
All right, definitely want to say thank you to both Angel FM and Tabby Orange for both the races they put on today. Game 3 is currently scheduled for tomorrow at 9:30 p.m. Eastern. Well, today for the Eastern time zone. 9:30 p.m. with Game 4 directly afterwards. So definitely pay attention to that. We'll possibly get that on ZSR as well. Definitely want to say thank you, Sonny, for calming both races, and to our trackers, GG for Game 1 and RG365 for Game 2. I'm going to send you over to Bide, who's doing a Zelda 2 vanilla speed run of just the first half, so from start to up to P4. So go have fun with that. And other than that, thank you for watching, everyone, and we'll see you next time.